I am Vikas Sharma and today we are going to learn overriding concept in core Java. Let's start. So first of all, what is overriding? When there is a superclass and there is a subclass, then in the superclass there is a method X, and in subclass I want to change the functionality of this method. I am intent to override the functionality of the method X in my subclass. Then I will create another method with the same name and I will change the method's functionality in my subclass for my use. That is called the overriding concept. As you can see in the example, this is a class shape having a method area, and this is a rectangle class that is extending the shape class, and it has overridden the method area. And now we can change the functionality of the superclass method here, and then we can use it as per our convenient. What is the functionality required, we can put here and then we can use it. So that is the concept of method overriding in Java. So there are certain rules of overriding the methods in Java. So we will understand one by one. First of all, the argument list of both methods must exactly match. Otherwise, it will be the overloading instead of overriding. That means the argument list here should be the same as the argument list in the subclass method. Then only it is overriding. Otherwise, it will be considered as the overload. Second rule, the return type must be the same or the subtype of the return type declared in the original overridden method. That is also called covariant return type. So we'll understand it with one example. Suppose there is a class area and there is another class rectangle area that is extending the class area. And in my superclass, like we considered the example in the previous slide, there is class shape and rectangle. So there is a method area that we are overriding. So we will consider this example in the next slide also. Okay. So this is the area method that I am going to override. So its return type in superclass is area class that is defined here. And what are the possible overriding in the subclass? I can make it area or I can make it rectangle area, because rectangle area is the subclass of area class. So I can make it rectangle area also. That is the subtype of area class. So that's the first rule of overriding in Java. You can change the return type as the class of the overridden method. Okay, so next rule is only the methods those are inherited in the subclass can only be overridden. So there we need to understand first of all what are the methods those are overridden. First of all, those methods those are inherited from the superclass to subclass can only be overridden. So private method, final method and static methods can never be inherited in the subclass. That means these type of methods cannot be overridden. So here we consider the default method first. Default methods are only accessible inside the package. If we go outside the package, then default methods are never accessible and they cannot be inherited. If I make the protected method, then only it can be used outside the package and then it can be inherited there. So only protected method, if they are outside the package, then can only be inherited. So the method those are inherited only can be overridden. So that's the important rule we need to understand. Next rule is access level related. So this is the hierarchy of access level. This is less restricted and this is most restricted. So this goes in that direction only: public, protected, default and private. And we understand the rule, the overriding, like if there is a method area that is having default accessibility in the superclass, then in the subclass I can either make it public or protected, because from default I can go to the upper level, either protected or public. So I can make it public or protected, but I cannot make it private here. Here one point we need to understand that if a method is private, then we cannot make it default, protected or public, because the rule is the method that is inherited only can be overridden. So private method never inherited. So you cannot break the rule that private methods are usable outside the class. So this is the fourth rule of overriding. Next rule is that is related to the exceptions. So if a method in the superclass is throwing check exception in that way, here area method is throwing IO exception with the clause throws. So what are the possibilities of for the overriding method? So we'll understand one by one. In overriding method, first possibility is we should not throw any exception. Second, it can throw any unchecked exceptions. Third, it can throw only checked exception that is narrower than the overridden method. That means first rule says we should not throw any exception. Second rule says that it can throw any kind of unchecked exception or runtime exception. Like here, arithmetic exception it can throw because it's a runtime exception. And third rule is it can throw only narrower. Narrower means the subclass of this IO exception. This is the checked exception thrown by the overridden method. So any exception that is the subclass of this IO exception can be thrown by the overriding method. So here file not found exception can be thrown, but I cannot throw the exception. That means I cannot write it like this. This will not work. So we should remember this, that we can throw only the subtype of overridden method in the overriding method. So this is the fifth rule. And what is the next one? Yeah, this is also related with the exception. Suppose the overridden method is throwing any runtime exception or it is not throwing any kind of exception. Then what is the possibility for overriding method? Overriding method can throw none of the exception or checked exception. Here is the example. We take area method that does not throws anything here. So what is the possibility for overriding method? It is it's not declaring any throws clause here. That's the first. And second, it can throw any runtime or unchecked exception. So this is the case for overriding method. So this is related with exception. So these are all the certain rules for overriding the methods in Java. These are very important. If we don't follow these rules, then we might if we don't follow these rules, then it is possible that we ended up with a overloading method. That is not our intention. So we should keep remember all these rules while we are overriding the methods in Java. What is the benefit of overriding and how we use it politically, these methods in the Java, that we will understand in the next video. So till then, bye bye and thank you.